Good morning, boys and girls. Okay, so this week is week number 2. We are still studying science. And remember, this is the science poster. And this is a science museum. The focus question for this week is, what do scientists do? There we go, question mark. What do scientists do? I'm going to be reading a book today, and this is a book about different kinds of things that scientists do. Okay, now, scientists investigate. Okay, and investigate means to study things, right? Now, if you were a scientist, what would you investigate? Do you have an idea? Let's read and find out things that scientists and children can investigate. Are you ready? All right. Good job. And what letter are we doing this week again, boys and girls? Mr. Q. What sound does Mr. Q make? Qu, 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 qu. Quickly. Or question mark. Or quarter. You know that little coin that you use when you want to buy things at the store? There's a coin that's called a quarter. All right, let's go back to the book. Scientists like to do this. Science in Our World is the title of the book. Okay, remember this is the cover page. And here we see a girl and another girl, and here we see the science a beaker or a flask where the boys and girls can put liquid in. Science in Our World. Okay, let's turn the page. When we turn the page, remember, this is called the title page. Why? Because we see the title again. Science in Our World. And what do we see here, boys and girls? What do you think is sitting on top of these little fingers that I see? That's right, that's a butterfly. And a butterfly is an insect. Let's continue. All right. Scientists study the world around us. They explore, observe, and ask questions about all kinds of things. Here we see a daddy and his son. They're out in the park somewhere, and they're by a lot of rocks. We see grass, and we see trees in the back. Okay? So they're investigating. They're finding out what's there. Let's see what comes next. Wow. What do we see here? What do we see here? Scientists study things that are very big. And what is this, boys and girls? This is a big dinosaur. That's right, a big dinosaur. They don't live with us anymore. But we see a lot of pictures of different dinosaurs. What other big things do scientists study? Well, boys and girls, and you're going to zoom in on this one here. Here I see a big, big whale. Where does the whale live? In the ocean. Whales live in the ocean, and they're very big. They're humongous. They're huge. Over here we see very big, big trees. Look how tall they are. They're very, very big. Scientists study all of these things. They study how the dinosaurs used to live. They study the whale in the ocean. And they study the different trees that grow. What's next? things that are very small. Boys and girls, look, that's a little frog on the finger of a boy or girl, on your finger. That's a frog. That's how small it is. What other small things do scientists study? Well, boys and girls, here we see a lot of sand. We're by the beach, by the ocean, and there's a lot of sand, and this little boy or girl is holding sand and just letting the sand drop. The sand is a tiny, 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 little, tiny piece of rock. But there are a lot of them together. And when a lot of those little rocks come together, it becomes sand. So the scientists study how did the sand become sand? And over here, boys and girls, we have two little animals. They look like two little gerbils, probably. Or two little hamsters. They're so cute. And look, they're so small, they fit inside your hand. All right, let's see what else is coming. What do scientists do? They investigate. Scientists study things that are very hot. Look, boys and girls, this is fire. This is something that is very hot. What else? What other hot things do scientists study? Well, here we have that gigantic balloon that flies in the air. And the way that the balloon flies is by putting a special machine that lets out fire to help it fly in the air. Wow, I wonder how that happens. Here we have a rocket ship, and we see a lot of fire coming from the bottom of the rocket ship. That fire is helping the rocket ship fly high in the air. So the scientists study, how can that happen? What comes next? Oh. Scientists study things that are very cold. All right, boys and girls, here we see some kind of a cave with a lot of icicles just hanging from the ceiling, hanging from the rocks. What other cold things do scientists study? Boys and girls, here we see a big mountain full of snow. So the scientists are saying, how did that snow get on that mountain? Here we see icicles that are falling from the sky when it snows. So the scientists are saying, how did that little bit of snow get formed into an icicle? Okay, all of this here in this picture is very, very cold. Let's see what's next. Aha! Scientists study things that are very fast. What do you see here, boys and girls? We see jets. Jets fly very, very fast. What other things are fast that scientists study? Right here, boys and girls, we see a very fast train. Really fast. And here we have an animal. I believe this is a cheetah. And a cheetah is a very, very fast wild animal. Okay, let's see what else scientists study. Scientists study things that are very slow. What do we see here? We see a snail. And if you see a snail in front of your house out in the park, if you look at it carefully, it moves very, very slow. What other slow things do scientists study? Well, boys and girls, here we see this big turtle. Some people call it a tortoise. They are very, very slow when they walk. Here we have a little ladybug. Now, a little ladybug, when you look at it, it hardly moves. And when it does move, it moves real, real slow. So the next time you see a ladybug, look at it and see how slowly it walks. Okay, what else? What else is next? All right, here we go. So boys and girls, think like a scientist. What kinds of things do you want to study? Okay, let's see. Do you want to study how a butterfly flies? Do you want to study all the different designs on the rocks and how they got there? Do you want to study how to put different liquids together in a science lab where you have to put on your goggles and you're going to be mixing different liquids? Or do you want to study a skeleton? How are these bones put together? The bones that are inside our body is called a skeleton. Do you want to study any of these things, boys and girls? Well, whether you do or you don't, you will always be very curious about different things that are happening. And you will always be asking, why? You'll always be asking a question, just like Mr. Q. Why do things happen the way they happen? All right, boys and girls, I hope you like the story. Again, science in our world. So go ahead and do your investigation, boys and girls. Take care. See you soon. Bye.